Hey everyone, welcome back. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about some privacy concerns when it comes to antiviruses, whether or not they're spying on you, and what you need to do to make sure that you're using a safe antivirus software. Now, before we get into this video, if you're looking for some reputable antivirus options, I left some in-depth reviews on antiviruses I personally trust in the description down below, along with some discounts. Alright, so there's no shadow of doubt that antiviruses are absolutely crucial for our devices. We're in an age where everything has gone digital, and at the same time, malware is evolving at a rapid pace, to the point where more than 450,000 pieces of malware are introduced every day. So there is no question about should you get an antivirus, because you clearly should. The question lies in whether or not you can trust antiviruses. Since this type of software handles everything you're doing on your devices, including your personal data, there are a lot of privacy concerns and question marks surrounding antiviruses. And these concerns are absolutely in the right place, since personal data is not something you can jeopardize. However, there are a lot of reputable antivirus companies out there that would not tamper with your data and have many testimonials about their trustworthiness and reliability. At the same time, there are other antivirus programs that abuse their access to your device and harm the thing they were supposed to protect the most: your privacy. So in what ways can antiviruses become security risks? Well, first of all, some antivirus software, mainly free ones, would sell your personal data to third parties to profit off your own information. Antiviruses need to keep an eye on the programs you open to make sure you're not accidentally executing malicious software, and they monitor your web traffic to stop you from accessing dodgy websites that might try to steal your login credentials. They might even automatically take suspicious files they find on your computer and upload them to a database for further analysis. This means your antivirus software can and would collect and process a lot of your personal data if it wanted to. Now, selling user data is mostly a common practice for free antiviruses because they need to make money one way or another. There is no such thing as free when it comes to these type of services, since they need to pay for server maintenance, patch deployments, staff, and more. And so they either have to run a premium subscription model, which would remove them from the free category, or sell your data. And I wish this was just merely speculation, but there are a couple of examples of popular free antiviruses that have done this. For example, AVG has been under fire for changing their privacy policies so that they can sell your search and browser history to third parties. You also have Avast's mobile app that collects and sends personally identifiable information to third-party advertisers. Another way where antiviruses could pose a threat to your security is when they come bundled with other software that you don't want installed on your computer. These are not necessarily malicious programs, but they will make minor changes to your browser and can be a great deal of annoyance. So, how does this happen? Well, that's because no one actually reads the wall of text when they're installing the antivirus, and they unknowingly give consent to downloading bonus softwares, extensions, plugins, and more. For example, the free version of Avast tries to install its own Chromium-based web browser, which you may or may not want on your computer. Meanwhile, AVG Antivirus free automatically installs SafePrice, a browser extension that claims to be able to help you find the best prices while shopping online. Unfortunately, it can also read and change all your data on the websites you visit. Another way that antivirus programs could pose a threat to your personal security is by potentially sharing user data with government agencies. As I mentioned earlier, very few people read the wall of text when accepting the terms of service, and an antivirus program with too many permissions granted on your computer can collect all sorts of information that is not even related to malware and possibly share it with government agencies. For example, Kaspersky Lab, which is a Russia-based cybersecurity company, was caught up in a major privacy scandal a couple of years ago. According to the Washington Post, Kaspersky software used a tool that was primarily for protecting users' computers, but could also be manipulated to collect information not related to malware. Kaspersky is the only major antivirus company that routes its data through Russian internet service providers, which are subject to Russia's surveillance system. This is not to say that Kaspersky did jeopardize their users' data, but it's only an example to show how easy it is for an antivirus program to breach your personal security if you're not careful of what you allow it to do. Lastly, antiviruses with little to no updates are actually more of risk than a safety measure of your device. As I mentioned earlier, there are around 450,000 pieces of malware being discovered every single day, and hackers would try to exploit popular VPN's vulnerabilities to launch cyber attacks. And so an antivirus that doesn't update often would not be able to protect you from such attacks, and would actually become a backdoor for hackers to gain access to your system. Okay, now that I listed some of the most common threats antiviruses pose, how do you make sure you're using a safe antivirus? First of all, make sure you're getting a reputable paid antivirus. Free antiviruses will have to monetize their services in some way, and in most cases, if you're not paying for a product, then you are the product. Secondly, detailedly read the end user license agreement and terms of service before you agree to any of that. Make sure that what the antivirus is doing is completely within the realm of what you expect it to do and nothing else. Lastly, while installing the antivirus, make sure you're not accepting any additional downloads to avoid downloading the packaged software I talked about earlier. And that's it for today's video. Now you know some of the most common threats antiviruses could pose to your personal security and how to make sure you're using a safe antivirus. And if you want to save yourself some time instead of going around and testing all the antiviruses out there, I left some in-depth reviews on antiviruses I personally recommend in the description down below, along with some discounts, so make sure to check that out. If you liked the content or found it useful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to see more of it. And if you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments, as I love getting to interact with you guys. That would be all for today, and I'll see you in the next one.